Good afternoon, and welcome to Dave's Dugout. I'm Dave Schempf, and this is my podcast, and it's all about softball. Nothing but softball, so leave everything else out, and that's what we're going to always uh, focus on, okay? Softball. Um, this is my 10th episode. Uh, I'm hoping people are starting to enjoy this. It goes live, and then we also rebroadcast it on YouTube, Facebook, uh, uh, trying to think, X is another one, and also TikTok. I go to TikTok to try to get those younger viewers, okay? And today is going to be a special broadcast. But before we get to that, I want everybody to know that I do have a toll-free number. It's 833-7-DUGOUT. 833-7-DUGOUT. And today I'm going to have my line open. So when we get to that point where we can maybe chat and have people call in, it'll be the first time we're going to be able to do this. I hope it works. And we're going to try it out today, okay? But there's going to be a few things today that are going to be kind of interesting. The first thing is I'm going to talk about is some memorabilia I have. And it's going to be pertaining to when rule changes first came into effect in about 1933, okay, and 36. So that's what my first part will be about. And the second part of my broadcast will be about two federation rules. One will be a video that has been on Facebook and has have got a lot of comments. So I thought it'd be a good idea to show that. And the second part will be a play that's also been on Facebook, which has brought a lot of comments, but we'll talk about that later on. But the first part is going to be some rule changes that were brought about in 1933. And that was when the ASA first came into life, so to speak, by a person named Fisher and another person named Pauly. They organized ASA softball in 1933 based in Chicago and the World's Fair. I spoke about that in my last podcast, so I won't go into detail on that. But there was some rules that needed to be done, okay? Because the game of softball was played all over the United States at that time and had all different kind of rules. So they thought it'd be a good idea to get a main set of rules to focus on to play this game, all right? And one of the first rules that they changed was the bat circumference, okay? It was a small change, and I'm going to hold up a couple bats here. This is the first bat. This has quite a patina to it, okay? It's Helfrich and Bradbury had this bat, and it was an official softball bat. If you notice, the circumference is not that big. You have to pardon my hand, but circumference was not that big. And so they decided to, it needed this bat was produced in Louisville, Kentucky. And they decided that, and if you notice, the knob of the bat wasn't very big either, so your hand could really slip off that bat. So they decided to make a bat with a bigger circumference and allow that bat to be the official bat. The bat had a little bigger circumference. You can probably see this on this bat. This is the official softball model. This was produced in Tullahoma, Tennessee. It's kind of strange. It's a Worth bat made in the USA. I'll turn it around so you can see that it did say the official bat, where it was made. And if you notice, it had a little bigger knob on it, okay? This knob is a little bit bigger. So it had you so you could actually have a better hold of the bat. So, okay, so this circumference of this bat was the official bat, and it was made the official bat from there on out. Okay, I wanted to bring that to your attention. This bat, the first bat here, this is a very old bat. Probably I would say in the 40s, maybe early 50s. Okay, but they were still using this bat. Okay, the second big change was the circumference of the ball. Now this ball that I'm going to hold up here is very very old. I would say this was the official. Let me hold this up here. Official outseam indoor ball. Okay, official outseam indoor ball. Now this is a 14-inch ball. This was the official ball up until 1936. An official didn't had the outseam on it, and it was 14-inch. They made the official ball the 12-inch ball in 1936. That's this ball. Now I'm not sure the age of this ball, but this is a 12-inch ball. This is a 14-inch ball. And you can see the difference in size. Okay, that's the difference in size. So that was when the change came into being, was 1936. This ball's a special ball to me because it's not only very very old, pre 1936, but it's also has that out seam that they had, and it could allow the pitcher to get a little better grip because it was a little bit bigger ball. So the very special ball to me, and you can tell by the patina on this ball. And it also had an official seal. Now the official seal is, you can probably see it right there, and it's a little difficult to read because it got wear on it. Okay, but there was an official seal on it. Okay, so that's a very special. He also changed the playing field size from 45-foot diamond to the 60-foot diamond we use now. So in 1936, that rule was changed because they were playing a lot of indoor softball at that time, and so the 45-foot diamond was more usable indoors. But obviously, the game of softball was being played all over the United States and into Canada with the outdoors. So they decided a 60-foot diamond was more playable and a little bit larger and allowed a little bit more play. So that was when those changes were made. Now, obviously, Michigan came into the ASA in 33 also, but they weren't allowed officially into the ASA until later on. Okay, but they became a great part, and they also had a world softball tournament. And I'm going to bring that up in a later episode. But very interesting history when it comes to Michigan and softball. So I wanted to bring that up. But today, part two, we're going to focus on a couple things that have been posted on Facebook. And I thought it would be an interesting subject. And so I'm going to show this video. Okay. So just allow me to bring it up. I'm going to put it up by the camera so you can see it. Everybody can see that. Okay, what the pitcher is doing. Now this is Federation. Okay. If you want to comment on this video, you can call in 833-7-DUGOUT. But right now we're going to comment on this video. I want you to see it just one more time, and I'll hold it a little bit closer so you can see it. Okay, what the pitcher is doing. You're going to see this in Federation ball, which is starting at the end of March. I do believe high school softball is starting at the end of March here in Michigan. Now, obviously, in other states, it's already being played. But yeah, I want comments on that because, as you can see by that video, I posted on Facebook, and I said I would comment it on here. the pitcher, obviously a high school girl, raises her toe off the pitching plate, the pitching rubber. Okay, her heel is still in play, but it's behind the pitching rubber, and her heel is in the dirt. Okay, she has actually lifted her foot off the pitching rubber and replanting it on the front edge of the pitching plate. Okay, again, I will bring that up as I describe it. Again, let's watch that. She raises her toe up off the pitching plate and moves her foot forward onto the front edge of the pitching plate. That is a replant, okay? And as you can see, the hands are separated at that point. When the hands separate, that is the start of the pitch, okay? So I want everybody to take note of that. That's a replant. If you're doing high school ball, you need to call that. That's an illegal pitch, okay? That's an illegal pitch. Now, I don't know for sure what college allows. I used to do college ball. Obviously, the rules have changed since then. They have now got a leap in college. We also got a leap in high school. And you don't have to have both feet on the pitching plate anymore to start. One foot can be behind the pitching plate, and the pivot foot needs to be in contact with the pitching plate. All right? In this case, she has lost contact with the pitching plate with her pivot foot, and then she replants in the front edge. Again, that should be an illegal pitch, and you need to call that. There's comments in the section where this was posted, and a couple umpires says, well, I'm not going to call it until a coach says something. That is a wrong way of doing of umpiring. You should never do that. If it's a rule, call the rule. We've got too many umpires that say they're not going to call it because they don't want to put up with the so-called mess, all right? No. It's a rule, and it needs to be enforced, okay? And again, the pitch starts when the hands separate. So that's when the pitch starts, and you need to call that pitch, okay? Now, there's other ways you can have an illegal pitch. I'm not going to go into all those ways, but we're going to cover those maybe Monday. I would like to cover the so-called crow hop that people talk about. We're going to cover that Monday. I think that's a very important thing to cover, especially with Federation ball starting. But again, what you've seen in that video, if you can call in, if you want to comment, phone lines are open, 833-7-DUGOUT. I would appreciate a call if you want. Okay. So, again, we've had many comments. Most of the comments say that's an illegal pitch, but I thought I would clarify it. The second play that showed up on Facebook was posted by Manti Aponte for he's on a Softball Federation website, all right? He's from South Carolina, very knowledgeable umpire, knows his rules. And so he posted one. It's kind of a strange play, and I'm going to change it just a wee bit. What happened in this play was there was a line drive. We have a runner on first. There was a line drive to the outfield, to right field. The umpire button hooks in at second base. Oops. Maybe this is a call. Let me take this call. Hello? Nope, hung up. Okay. There was a play at second base, and somehow or other the coach interfered with the umpire making a call. Now, don't ask me how that umpire got to second base, but I'm going to change this up a little bit to make it more, probably more believable. Let's put it that way. Let's say we have a triple, okay? Player hits a triple. Now, the first base umpire, that's his call or her call. So she comes across the diamond to take that batter runner going to third, okay? And you should line up. You should get there prior to the runner getting there so that you're right on about on the foul line, a 90-degree angle to the play as a player is going to be either running or sliding into third base. And you should be able to beat that runner there if you cut across the diamond, watch the runner tags first base, second base, and then coming into third base. That is your call, not the home plate umpire's call. Now, if you get called off by the home plate umpire, that's different, but we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the base umpire taking a triple to third base, okay? And having the coach interfere with the umpire at the base, okay? The coach is going to get not thinking where the base umpire is going to be. The coach moves into live ball territory. And I know live ball is anywhere on the field, but in this case, he's going to move inside the diamond, probably near the foul line, okay? And according to the play, the coach is arguing that he wants to make sure that his player slides into third base, that she slides into third base. So that's why he moved into fair territory, okay? So in the meantime, the base umpire is also moving towards the foul line and collides with the base coach, okay? Collides with the base coach and is knocked down. Okay, knocked down. So now it's not allowed to make a call at third. Okay, that's where this play comes, this conversation comes into play. I just changed it up again because it's more believable at third. Okay, now the coach comes up arguing that nowhere in the rule book does it say that he can't be in fair territory after the pitch. It just says he has to be in the coaching box prior to the pitch. Okay. So he's allowed a lot of leeway here, but not in fair territory. So his argument was, show me in the rule book where it says I can't be in fair territory. I have looked everywhere in the Federation rule book, and I'm going to hold it up. This is the new rule book. The new rule. I've looked in this rule book, and I've also looked in the case book. Okay, both books. Now the coach is correct. It doesn't actually say that he can't be in fair territory. Okay. New voicemail from Steve Butler. Okay, let me get this. Let me see what this is about, just in case. No, that's not the call. All right. Nowhere in the rule book does it say you can't be in fair territory. Now, again, I've looked in that rule book. I've looked in that case book. Yes, it doesn't actually say the coach can't be. In fact, actually, what it says is everybody but the coach can be in live territory, which is strange. But I don't know why it reads it like that, but it does. It's 8716 in the rule book. Rule 8716, okay, in the rule book. If you want to look that up. However, there are ways to get around this and do it legally. And by the way, if this should happen to you, you should immediately not just warn this coach, you should immediately restrict this coach to the dugout. He has done an unsportsmanlike act by what he's done, okay? That's the only thing you can basically hang your hat on. Now, there'll be some people that say, well, you can give a warning first. Okay, yeah, but by the rule, you can give a warning. But in this case, I would restrict the coach to the dugout. Now, of course, you've got a play that you have to rule on, so you're going to have to get help if you didn't see it. In this case, we're going to say the base umpire didn't see it. So now the base umpire is going to go for help with the plate umpire, and hopefully the plate umpire got a good view. In this case, when you're the plate umpire, you should go to the holding zone. Okay, the holding zone is about maybe 10 to 12 feet up the line from home plate in foul territory. This allows you to get a good view of that call and not be close enough to the play to make the call and maybe have a double call. So it's called the holding zone. All right, that's where the plate umpire should be. Now, if the plate umpire is there, he probably got a good look, and the base umpire is going to go for help. By going for help, you go to the plate umpire and you say, "I didn't get a good look at that. I got knocked down, and I need some help." So the plate umpire, I'm going to say in this case, is going to rule that the play was made and the ball player is out. All right. Now, in the original post, it said the ball came loose. So I'm not gonna go there with that. I'm not gonna muddy it up too much, but we're gonna say the ball player was out. So now the base umpire has to make the call. He got the information. The base umpire makes the call because it's his or her call. So goes back to the coach and says, "I have the player out, and I have you restricted to the dugout." Okay? That's what the ruling should be. You don't need any more verbiage. You don't need to muddy it up with a whole bunch of verbiage. You can say, "I got more information. The player is out at third, and because you interfere with me making the call, I'm restricting you to the dugout." That's all you need to say. Okay? Now, let's just say the ball came loose by the slide. All right, just for instance. Now, the runner is obviously going to be called safe, right? Now, some people have said the runner should be out because of the coach's interference. Nowhere in the rule book does it say if a coach interferes with a base umpire or an umpire that the runner is also out. Now, if the base coach assists a runner, helps them up, pushes them back towards the base, etc. Now that is umpire so-called interference, and now you can call the runner out. All right. In this case, that wasn't what happened. So if you're an umpire and you're going to call this runner out because of that, you better watch yourself because just because you got more information and doesn't make that runner out, in my opinion. Again, this is my opinion, and I'm gonna go by what's in that rule book. Okay, that's all you've got to go by is the rule book. Okay, there's other things in that rule book, and it's also umpire judgment. Don't ever forget umpire judgment. Rule 10. Okay, so those are the two things I wanted to talk about today. Two videos. Oh, the video they didn't have that video, but we had one in the video, and that was the replant of the foot, and now we have this play. So those are the two things I thought would be kind of interesting to talk about today. So with that, I hope you call in to me, make some comments. I was hoping I'd get some open lines here, but maybe there's not enough people watching live. But after they've watched this video, maybe I'll get some calls or maybe I'll get some comments. Please comment on the podcast. It helps me out. And you can view this again on Facebook, on YouTube. I'll have it posted on TikTok and also on X, which used to be Twitter. So look for it and have a great day. Think spring. It's right around the corner. It's only about 8 days away, okay? So think spring, it's coming, and so is softball season for Federation. College has already started. So you have yourself a great day, and goodbye.